if convicted and, if he pleads guilty to it, he will be charged to the full extent and could be facing 11 years in prison.
Dang. Impact. 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 In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, Michael Moore. And we are the Residual Impact Podcast.
Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply to their communities.
Let's grow.
Always, brother.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
New week.
Yes, sir.
New episode.
New
recording.
Episode 41, man. We back.
Episode 41, kid.
Like we never left.
Big facts. Clap it up, clap it up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Y'all are too kind. Too kind.
Yes, sir.
Love this equipment, man. This is ill.
Same here, man. It's a blessing.
It definitely is.
Yes, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, real quick before we get into it, y'all already know what time it is. We got to go over some housekeeping rules. First, we want to thank each and every single one of y'all for tapping in today. If you guys are checking us out from YouTube, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss when we upload a new video. Don't forget to hit that like button as well, because we know you're going to like the episode.
Of course.
And also, don't forget to leave a comment because, hey, we all want to talk about what we got to talk about today.
Shout out to all the great streaming platforms that allow us to be great. We got Spotify, we got Amazon Music,
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Pocket
Casts.
Gotta just keep shouting out Pocket Casts. Can't forget them show love.
iHeartRadio. We're pretty much everywhere, yo. So
Pandora coming soon.
Most definitely. We gotta make that happen. So thank you to each and every single one of you guys who are tapped into us on any of those platforms. Please make sure you go ahead and leave us a rating. Just looking at our analytics, we found out that like an overwhelming majority of y'all are listening to us on Apple Podcasts. So if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please be sure to leave us a rating. 5 stars. We already know that you're going to give us a 5-star rating, but I ain't trying to sway y'all any particular way, but 5 stars. Go ahead and leave us a rating, and we greatly appreciate it. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know how we're not doing, but all input is appreciated.
Everything, man. We learn from it all.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, hey, we already know how this is how we started off. How was the week for you, man?
The week was cool, man. I had to get some work in. Definitely filled with work at the JOB, the 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? But in addition to that, I also put in a lot of work on the episodes that I'm editing right now, which we are still kind of behind, but we are definitely going to catch up really soon. I should have these last 2 episodes that we recorded out in a week. Like I should have them both dropped in 1 week. So when you guys are listening to this episode, those 2 episodes should already be out. So y'all don't have to worry about waiting because you've already waited, and we greatly appreciate that. But yeah, my week has just been full of my 9 to 5 grind and the podcast grind. So,
what's up?
I've been trying something new this week. I've definitely been reaching out to other podcasts, like, just networking with other podcasts on Instagram and, going to different people's platforms, listening to their episodes and watching their clips, seeing what other things that we can implement on our platforms that we're not implementing at the moment. And one thing that I've noticed a lot, some of the podcasts that I've come across have been doing this for a little while. So they're doing live shows. They have nice studio setups, like real nice studio setups. And I know that the live shows are coming, right? It's not going to be tomorrow that we're going to start doing live shows, but it's going to come eventually. But the studio setup, kudos to all of you people who I've, had the pleasure of networking with this weekend. And we've, either talked in DMs or left comments on each other's pages. Y'all setups are lit. So we can't wait to get to that point one day, man. it's definitely a good look, and I am excited for the future of Residual Impact and what we got to offer.
Oh, most definitely, man.
All right.
Gotta be optimistic of the future. It's
Most
definitely coming.
And another thing, man, we had our first live stream this week, you know, so big ups to that. Thank you. So yeah, we definitely had our first live stream on YouTube, and it was major, dog. We didn't know what we were doing.
Nope. Lesson learned. We were definitely
trying to learn everything that we could on the platform, and it was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know if we were going to keep the live up or not on the channel, but we ended up keeping it up.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead and I put in some chapters so people can jump around, so they don't have to sit there through just like minutes of us not doing or saying anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good experience. And with that, it just gave me the idea to start jumping on some other content creators' live streams so I can, not only get our name out there, but see how other content creators run their live streams.
Right.
And it was a nice experience. Some people are now starting to know about us. We got a new subscriber on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a part of the growth, man.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so that was my week in a nutshell, man. And I can go on and on. But how was yours?
I mean, well, I was obviously here for the live stream too, so that was a part of my week as well. Other than that, I mean, this week was a good balance. I did a little bit of work. I got a little bit of rest. The past weekend I went, spent some time with some friends, so that was always good, to be around, some of your friends and kind of just getting away from the work life and just relaxing and kind of seeing everything that you worked hard for and just enjoying people around you, because sometimes I think we get into this habitual lifestyle and day-to-day routine that we don't just take a moment to just step back and to realize everything that we have or how far we've come, or just loving on the people that's around us. So
right,
that was just pretty much my week, man. It was just a balance of everything.
That's what's up, yo.
Mm-hmm. So it was good though. It was good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
So, Mike, what we got today, man? You had the pleasure of cooking up this episode off the dome.
Yeah,
like
man.
Last minute.
I would say this is like a microwave episode right here. This is what you call them, the microwave dinner episodes. we just picked something off the shelf real quick and we put it in the microwave. We're gonna let it work and make it do what it do.
Hey, so what we got, man?
So for this week, man, just some different news. Did you hear about T.I.'s son?
Briefly.
Yeah,
I heard about it briefly. I don't know too much about it, and like we just said, this was definitely kind of like a last minute thing that we had going on. So I saw it on Instagram, and I heard some people talking about it on YouTube, but I don't know the full extent of what happened. So what's going on with T.I.'s son?
T.I.'s son, who was arrested last week, as of this recording. I gotta throw that out. As of this recording, he was arrested last week, and pretty much, I'm not gonna go into like the details of it because I don't really think that's important. But it's more so basically it was like he's seeming to like trying to take on this role of I don't want to say a gangster or anything. He's young, brother, so he's getting into some of the wrong stuff, and it's like it's one of those things where T.I., his father, he said basically he's been down that road and he sees where he's going, and he was like, if he continues on this path, he's going to end up in prison. And it's one of those things where it kind of baffles me, is because it's like you have a kid who he was raised in like
money.
Yes. He was raised in privilege.
Opulence.
Privilege
is a good word. Yes, most
privilege,
definitely.
Yeah. Opulence. So it's just like, it's hard for me to understand why would someone get into the street life knowing that they don't have to. Mm-hmm. And that's what it seemed like for him. But anyways, man, he got in some trouble. He was arrested, but he did, of course, post bail and got out. And he got on Instagram later talking about it and everything. And he didn't really seem bothered by it. It was more so like they got me, bro. That was weak, man. You know what I'm saying? They can't hold a real one down type of deal.
Oh, real? I'm not even going there.
So
do your thing.
It was that kind of thing, bro. So for me, the reason why I want to talk about it was because it's like, why is it that, we have these kids who come from money and they've actually had the pleasure of understanding what their parents went through to get to where they are, but yet they still want to be at that place to where their parents have worked so hard for them not to actually have to go through why is it that they want that same thing?
That is a great question. And I really think that, the parents do play a part in this because of the music.
Yeah.
Right? When T.I. first came out, albums like Trap Music, I can't name some of his earlier albums. I know King was another album that he put out around the time the movie ATL came out.
Paper Trail. There
you go. So I mean, just a lot of the music on those albums, they definitely touched on a lot of like gangster activities and stuff that Tip probably was familiar with, trapping back in the day and stuff like that. Allegedly. Thank you. And I remember a line that he had in Kanye West's song Drive Slow when he hopped on like the remix. He said something about introducing the youth to what we now call trapping, which I mean, T.I., I don't think T.I. introduced it. I think Outkast was talking about trapping before T.I., came on the scene. But, that's neither here nor there. Like Tip was known for trapping, allegedly.
Yeah. And this just seemed like his son is wanting to pick up, or not necessarily pick up where he left off, but kind of like embrace some of that coolness that the culture of hip hop maybe like perpetuates when it comes to the gangster lifestyle.
I mean, and that's the thing too, especially like how old is the son? Did you see how old?
According to Google, King Harris is now 18 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
So when I think about stuff like that, I think about, young man, of course, right? Most likely been into women for the last few years, maybe since he hit puberty. I don't know when he hit puberty, but when I can recall being a teenager, and I started liking girls early. Like, when you're a kid, you're like, like the movie The Little Rascals when we were kids, right? It'd be like girls, and the girls would be like boys, and like we hated each other. We didn't like each other.
Right.
We thought each other was disgusting. But then you get to a certain age where it's like you find girls attractive, or you find guys attractive. And he probably just went through that recently and got to the point to where he's like, okay, well, in order for me to get the women that I want, I got to have this certain image.
Possibly.
Because I know for a fact that's what a lot of young boys do when they start, really noticing women and they start looking at themselves and it's like, yo, I gotta dress a certain way. I gotta talk a certain way. I gotta act a certain way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You start being more conscious of how you dress, how you, smell, what kind of colognes you wear, body spray, all of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess for our generation, or at least, when we were coming up, that for me was wearing designer clothes. Like I went from wearing Old Navy, which by the way, I love Old Navy. If y'all know my history, y'all know I worked for Old Navy for a while as an adult. But when I was a kid, I went from Old Navy, rocking Old Navy stuff that my mom bought for me, to starting to rock like Sean John, Rockaware, Fat Farm, FUBU, all of that. Nowadays, a lot of the kids want to go from being known as kids to being like, yo, I got to have this hard exterior. I got to be this thug because, maybe, this is just my thought process, but maybe because a lot of young women want the bad boy, the bad boy image. They don't want a soft man. They don't want a nice guy, especially when they're younger. Yeah. Right? When they're younger, they don't want the nice guy. They want a bad boy. Maybe that's the type of image that he's trying to portray so that he won't have a problem in that avenue.
Possibly. And, I mean, I even go as far as I think of, he's a rapper, so he's trying to keep up his image,
Possibly.
A certain image comes with being a rapper, so, because he often said it, too. He was like, the blogs and stuff, when he got arrested, he was like, y'all want to talk about this, me being arrested, but y'all don't want to talk about this new music I got out. So he's still trying to push that image of him making it into the rap game, and, I don't know, maybe that's the cause of it.
And here's the thing, I didn't even know he was a rapper until just now. So, rapper, and it was brought to my attention because of what we're talking about now. So I guess that kind of helps with, his rap career. Possibly. Even though it's like, I mean, I guess, yeah, sure, you want to follow in your father's footsteps, but I don't know. Maybe it gives him that street cred that a lot of, young kids, especially young kids who grew up privileged, look for.
Yeah, possibly. Most definitely. It's unfortunate, though. I mean, I definitely hope he gets it soon enough. Because look, like T.I. said, man, he said he's tried to do what he can. He raised them right. He didn't raise them in an environment to where he had to do those things, because clearly that's why T.I. had to do what he had to do, because that was all the choices that he had. So
right.
T.I., he said it, he said he done what he had to do, and it's in God's hands. He just gotta, at some point as a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but I have somewhat of a slight understanding of what they can say when they say this. Like, at some point in life, you have to realize, okay, I've done all I can do as a parent. Like, I've instilled him, I've gave him whoopings, I've taken away stuff. You've done all the right things as a parent, and it gets to a point where you got to allow that child to become who they need to become and go through what they need to go through.
Facts.
There's certain things I could say to me as a man now that I knew I had to go through, that my parents, they couldn't do it for me. I had to do it myself, and I had to bump my head sometimes, and sometimes it hurt.
Yeah.
So just hopefully when he bumps his head, it's not like something that he can't recover from. So.
And this street cred stuff will only get you us so far, yo. Like, so please, ladies and gentlemen, take heed to it. I know a majority of our listeners right now are past the point of wanting to have that bad boy image, maybe, because from what I've seen, a majority of our listeners are I think age 24 to 34.
Sounds about right. 24
to 34-year-old men.
Yeah, it's a lot of men.
But we do have, quite a few men, or young men out there who are 18 to 23, 18 to 24 listening to us as well. So for you younger brothers, man, it's not that, it's not really worth it to try to portray the certain image that you're not, just to try to impress somebody else. Because take it from somebody like me, like a lot of the friends, quote unquote, that I had when I was 18, I don't even talk to them now.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Years later, I don't talk to them at all.
Sometimes it's hard to believe though, like, because when you in that age group, you be like, nah, man, we're going to be friends forever.
Yeah.
So, but some you do. Some of them you might genuinely be friends with. But then a lot of those people, like you said, man, in high school, bro, you're not even going to be talking to them 5 years, 6 years from now.
Big facts.
Just y'all going to be going on different paths. So, and it's crazy because I know a lot of people from high school, dude, and I look at the direction that they're in. I'm not saying that their lives are bad, but I look at some of the choices that they made, and it's just like, man, like, when you was in high school, I looked at you and you was up here, and it's like looking at you now, it's like, man, you don't look like you just where you were. You can just see it in their face. You can see it in how they've aged and certain circumstances that they're in. It's just like, dang.
What did 50 Cent say?
What'd he say?
Damn, homie.
Oh, yeah.
In high school, you was the man, homie.
Yeah.
Happened to you.
For real, though. Yeah, seriously. So, yeah. I do hope that King gets it. I hope that he figures it out. I hope that this can be a wake-up moment, a learning curve for him. And, just hope a change comes from it.
Big facts, big facts.
Yeah. What we got next week?
So, Mike, speaking of rappers' children, we want to definitely send a big congratulations out to Gucci Mane, who is expecting his second child with wife Keisha Kayor.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to Gucci.
Yeah, man. It's a major accomplishment, and I love what they're doing with the family. It looks beautiful.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of people definitely talk about how, couple goals this, couple goals that. Some people say that Gucci and Keisha ain't couple goals because he was locked up for a while and she held him down. And, a lot of women wouldn't do that. And then vice versa. A lot of men wouldn't do that for their women if their girlfriends were locked down. They would probably move on.
Right.
But then a couple that comes to mind would be like Remy Ma and Papoose. Remy was locked up for, I think, 8 or 9 years, and Papoose held her down. And I think they actually got married while she was locked up. And then when she came out, he had everything set up for her, ready to go.
Wow.
So a lot of people will make those parallels and say, like, a lot of men wouldn't do that for women, and a lot of women shouldn't do that for men when they're behind bars and vice versa. But you have 2 examples here of couples that have done it. So, definitely congratulations to Gucci and Keisha. Having children is beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't really know about it firsthand because I don't have any kids yet, but, I hope to have some one day. But I got to find a wife first.
Yeah, man. Steps. Process.
Most definitely.
I mean, technically you don't. But
you don't.
I'm just saying, you should, though.
You should, right? Because I'm definitely not trying to be like this next brother.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so according to Black Culture News on Instagram, Paper Route artist and cousin of Young Dolph, Jay Fizzle, did an interview with his kids' mothers and wants a TV show with all of them. This is kind of weird, so we're gonna go ahead and put in the clip for the interview, and y'all just check this out.
I think you had 10 last time you was on here.
14 plus.
14 plus.
Yeah.
I take you ain't done, is you?
That's half good. All right.
Hey, look. I'm gonna be real. You gonna be real?
Come on, be real with us.
Nah, I ain't done. I ain't done. I told you I print this shit, so it's really about as long as you take care of it, it's all good. So that don't even matter, you feel me? I got the mamas and the babies, you feel me? So all of them got different babies. All of them got different baby mamas. I got all of them too, you feel me? I'm on some boss shit, you feel me? I told you I'm printing this shit, for real.
That's a lot of mouths to feed, bro.
I ain't tripping, I'm printing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what you got.
So allegedly, all these women around this man are baby mothers of his. They're all the mothers of his kids. Each one of them have one child with him. And that just, it boggles me, right? It blows my mind. There's a statistic out there for the black community that says something along the lines, and I don't have the statistic in front of me, so I cannot quote it verbatim, but it's something along the lines of like 10% of men or 20% of men in the community father about 80% of the children in the community. And when I look at this video, it pretty much proves it. Like, people talk so much about F-boys and people like Future, right? Future has, 8 baby moms?
Something like that.
Something like that. And the topic of the conversation comes along and people were like, okay, well, who would do that? Knowing this gentleman's track record, knowing his track record of having so many kids out of wedlock with so many different women, who would still line up to sleep with him and give him another child?
Clearly, 13 other women.
Bruh. I mean, in this situation, it's ridiculous. I counted 16 women in this video. So this man laid down with 16 women and has at least one child with each of them.
But you got to realize that, those putting in perspective of all the women sitting right there. From what I've heard, that's actually like a low number. Like, think about if.
Wait, what?
Nah, for real. Like, not baby mamas, but like, as far as how many women a man will sleep with. Like, I heard a number from some guy. I forgot who this guy was, but he was like, it was like, yo, what's your body count? This man was like, he said upwards of like over 100 or something like that. God damn. So when I see 14 kids by 14 baby mamas, I'm like, well, yeah, that's a lot, but clearly dudes are still having more sex than that. They just may not be having babies by them, but hey.
I mean, and I understand it. I'm not saying that I condone it, but I understand it. However, in this situation, this is just like, dog, you went raw in at least 14 to 16 different women.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say, like, with the example that you gave with dudes having body counts of upwards of 100, I would never. Just me personally, I would never. Shoot, I'm not trying to tell on myself, but my count is very low, especially out of all of my friends. Maybe with the exception of you. We never had that conversation, but, we don't have to. A lot of my friends have counts that are way higher than mine.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2, 3, 4 times higher than mine, and I just can't even fathom getting that high. Like I can't.
Same here. But I mean, clearly, the fact that he got them all in one room, though, like, he must got a good personality or something, because, I mean, a lot of times you don't hear a lot of baby mamas being cool like that.
Either it's that, or it could be the money.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he probably definitely said, hey, I'll pay y'all. Come on this show.
Right.
Yeah. Because he got paid for that interview, I'm sure.
Correct. And then with that, I mean, to have all of them sitting there, they're all dolled up. They're not just like sitting there looking, like how they would if they just woke up. You feel me?
Right.
Or like if they just decided, yo, I'm about to run to the store real quick in the morning or whatever. You know what I mean? They hair done, all dolled up, makeup,
right,
dresses and stuff like that. None of them look busted.
Yeah.
So yeah, they I'm sure they got paid something or some sort of incentive to be here for this interview. I'm just shocked at how many women there are in this one shot.
That definitely would make for great TV. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, for Zeus Network.
Hey, look, it don't matter if you get it on. You get on there. Hey, look, 14. Think about it. That could be a conversation. Because I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. He's not the only. What was that? Country Rain, who's the comedian?
Yeah.
He got what? 10 kids, more 10 plus at least.
I didn't know about that.
He has a lot of kids, and I mean, all his kids are like they live with him as well. So like he's constantly vocal about it.
Dang.
Yeah, man. So look,
And of course, we already know about Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon got a.
Dude's expecting his 10th child.
Yep, I think NBA YoungBoy also.
Oh
was
yeah,
expecting.
10th child as well.
Mm-hmm. So listen, brother, that's what they want.
Bruh.
That's what they want. I mean, my main thing is I don't care how many kids you got. It's just, are you providing for them? Are you actually being a father role to them? Because yeah, you can sleep with these women, but are you going to take care of the responsibility that you have? That's what it's mostly about. Because I hate seeing all these one single parent homes.
I do too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to introduce this clip and like have a little conversation about it, because that just seems to be the norm in our community. And me personally, I'm sick and tired of it.
Ain't nothing normal about it.
Not at all. But we've been like making it seem like this is the thing for us to do. Now, in these situations, and this is something that a lot of people will bring up when it comes to Future, NBA YoungBoy, Nick Cannon, Jay Fizzle. Who else did you just say that I missed?
NBA YoungBoy, you said Jay Fizzle, Country Wayne.
Country Wayne. Yeah, okay, right. So these brothers all have money. They all have money. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that excuses them for getting this many women pregnant and, just having a whole lot of kids out of wedlock. But these guys are at least able to take care of these kids financially.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be really difficult, I'm sure, to get all these kids together at once and spend all this time with them at once.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, sure. If these guys can take care of their kids and be fathers to their children, that's great. But these gentlemen are not average gentlemen. They're in like the top 5% of gentlemen in the country or in the world, right? Mm-hmm. They have a lot of money.
Right.
And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why they were highly sought after by all these women. Mm-hmm. And I want our fellas, our listeners to, to just realize this, that number one, if you're not in that top percentage of men out there, there's no reason why you should be going out there and just getting all these women pregnant and just, having babies out of wedlock. First of all, babies out of wedlock, I'm tired of that in the community to begin with. Mm-hmm. But whether you have money or not, like I really don't like that. That's the stereotype in our community.
Yeah.
But, I believe marry before you carry. I'm 33 years old. I have no children. Thank God. Thank God. And I've said this before in a previous episode. If there's any child of mine out there that I don't know about, it's from one woman. I know who the woman is. We just lost contact after doing the deed. But if there's anybody else who comes up to me and says that, you have my kid, you're lying.
Stop the cap.
So to that's exactly what I will say. Just stop the cap. You're lying. There's no possible way. But yeah, man, like, I really wish that we would stop being so focused on sex. I think this is the main reason why we have this stigma in our community of, it being okay to be a baby father or it being okay to be a baby mama. And I'm not knocking anybody who is a baby father or a baby mama, but I really wish that we would have more husbands and wives and more like, just fathers and mothers, even if you don't believe in marriage, just get to the point to where you intentionally have children. And even if it's an accident, just be like, we're going to do our best to raise these kids, and have, if not a 2-parent household, like, let's move close enough to each other to where our kids can go to the same school. Let's move close enough to each other to where we can actually have some sort of family, some sense of family, to where our kids will have an experience of both mommy and daddy either in the same house or in the same neighborhood, same vicinity, something.
I mean, it's just unfortunate that it's not really promoted through music and stuff. It's the opposite that's actually promoted.
That's true.
So That's a problem too. Well, I hope that brother's taking care of his business. That's all I hope.
I hope so too, man. Because this is me personally. I just think it's very irresponsible. You know, because it's like if you look at the women, I have not seen one ugly woman in here. I don't think one of these women are at all or just like not good looking.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I haven't zoomed in on all their faces, but whatever. Looks aside, you know what I'm saying? Looks aside. I hope he's handling his business. I hope that, you know, no other women are lining up to be sexually irresponsible with him to create more lives, you know, just for the sake of a check. Because it's just, it doesn't look good on either side, man. On his side or any other women's side. Not at all, man. Don't look good. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, number one, if you're going to be out there, you know, being reckless, slinging community D, whatever, don't, all right? That's first things first. Don't do it. Second of all, if you are going to be out there just smashing, you know, you meet a cute girl, y'all decide, you know, like, let's get it in, whatever, strap up. And I get it. Accidents happen. I understand that. Just be careful, yo. Like, there's no reason for this to be happening in our community. Like, we have to be different. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So just listen to us, man. Mike, I'm happy for you. You're a married man. You know, after this episode airs, you know, it'll be your anniversary, you know, you and your wife. So congratulations to you two on that.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you two have had conversations about, you know, when you're going to introduce any children in the picture, but hey, that's y'all's business. Whenever y'all decide, that's when y'all decide it. But in my eyes, right, and I'm not being judgmental, but in my eyes, you guys did things the right way, right? What did the song go when we were kids? Like, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes whoever with the baby carriage. Mm-hmm. That's not everybody's reality. And again, I'm not downing anyone who doesn't have that reality, but that's just the way I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to find my wife. I can wait, of course, but you know what I mean.
Get what you're saying.
Can't wait to find my wife. Can't wait to get married and then, you know, have children of my own. But I cannot see myself having kids out of wedlock. What's next, Mike? Let's move on. We got any better news?
I ain't gonna say it's better, but you know, it's different news.
Different how?
Well, you know, speaking of, you know, I think you said violent, you know, relationships.
I said that?
Somewhere along the line. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is just a segue to the next topic.
What?
NBA superstar Miles Bridges, who's age 24, had an amazing season last season. If those of you that don't watch basketball, he's a basketball star, plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He's going through some issues right now. Apparently, he's not with the team right now, and to my understanding, he was days, less than 24 hours away from signing probably the biggest contract of his life. It was a $100 million contract.
Good Lord.
And yeah, for real. Like he had a great season, and he was definitely about to get that payday. And I'm guessing a little situation happened with him and his girlfriend, and he decided to turn himself into the Los Angeles police after a warrant was out for his arrest, and it was for domestic violence. And you know, I'm not gonna get into the details of it. You all know what domestic violence is, and for those
from this point forward, because of the YouTube algorithm, we'll say DV.
I mean, I've heard people say it.
You have, but you know, This is our channel. This is our revenue.
Okay.
Whenever we start getting monetized, not theirs.
Okay, well, DV. I'm sorry. For those of you that haven't heard it, he had a DV situation, and yeah, man, it's just not looking too good. If convicted, and you know, if he pleads guilty to it, he will be charged to the full extent and could be facing 11 years in prison.
Dang.
And I hope that doesn't happen. He's pleading not guilty, of course. But I think there were some pictures and videos. Well, not video, but I think there were some pictures of his girl.
Yeah.
The aftermath, and it was looking pretty bad. So it's very unfortunate, man, because this guy, he was an extremely good basketball player. So now I'm thinking that what may happen is, you know, if he gets off from this, it definitely hurts his like stock
career.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I think he'll still have a career, But I think it definitely messes with the money. Like, think about it. You're going from $100 million contract now to when teams, they don't really want to touch you now because they know you're going to come with a lot of press. And the team that he was originally offered $100 million with, they probably going to take it down to like $5-10 million. Who knows? So that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah. In this situation, I don't really know anything about it until, you told me about it today. So I just hope that, first of all, I just want to say neither one of us were there. Yeah. I'm not defending his actions. I'm not defending anything that happened in this situation. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I haven't had time to look it up.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people are saying. Hey, if he did it, man, he deserves everything that's coming to him. Yeah. If he didn't do it, not saying that she is faking, bruises or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if he didn't do anything, then, hopefully everything works out.
Yeah.
But again, I wasn't there, so I don't really have much to comment on this. But, hypothetically speaking, I will definitely say that if he did do it, I don't believe in DV at all, man. I don't believe in DV situations, Like, stuff can be resolved with words, and if it can't be resolved with words, walk away.
Yeah.
And I know that's easier said than done because I remember I was once a part of a situation to where we started talking with words, and then there was a possibility of fists flying through the air, like someone wanted to put hands on me, and I had to calm her down. You know what I'm saying? It was a situation where it got that bad, and that was the first and only time I was ever in a situation like that. And after calming her down, then it was just like, okay, we gotta go. We out of here. We split, and we walking away from this right now. And then we'll come back when everything's cooled off. Yeah. And we did. But yeah, man, that was the first time I ever had to really shake a woman out of a fit of rage.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was rage. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. Trust me, I think we've all been somewhat in a position to where it's like, okay, it's getting a little hot. Let's step away for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently, so I'm now looking it up. The reason why he's facing such a lot of jail time is apparently there was some child abuse in there. He's facing 3 charges. So he's facing 3 charges, and one of them are child abuse charges, which can hold up to 6 years in prison. So he having that along with the DV case. So yeah, man, it's really looking rough. But I do want to throw this out there as well. For those of you that may be dealing with any DV situations, you may be in a rough time and you don't really know an outlet for it. There is a national hotline, and I'm going to put that number out there just for somebody who maybe need it. I don't know. The number is 800-799-7233, or you can text START, START, to number 88788. And once again, this is for anybody dealing with maybe like an abuse situation or something that's just a really rough situation that you may not want everybody to know about, but it may be serious, or you may know someone that's in this. Hey, please take this number down, write it down, put it in your back pocket just in case. You never know when you may need it. 800-799-7233.
Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice, and if you are going through that situation, please use that number, please.
Yep.
As of this recording, in a few days, a friend of mine who I've mentioned in the episode last year that we shot in September, she was taken out through a DV situation. And it'll be a year in a few days that she's been gone, that she's been taken away from us because of her boyfriend. And I thought about her a few days ago, and I'm just like, yo, it's really been a year already, and I can't believe it. And I was just going through our DMs and our text messages, man. Like, she was such a funny person, a nice individual, like very sweet, man. Mm-hmm. There were times we would joke about some BS, and it cracked me up going through our old messages, but I'll never have that experience with her again. Like, none of the people around her will never have that experience with her again because somebody had to take her away from us. And I really wish that, she had gotten out of that situation before her life was taken away. And I really, really implore every single one of you guys, if you or anybody else who you know is going through a situation like this, either you use that number or you give them that number to use, because this is serious, man. This is really, really serious.
I do agree. I definitely do agree, man. And don't ignore the red flags. A lot of times we get little signs of what could potentially happen, or something that, you know, it's just not really a place that you want to be in. And, you know, don't ignore those signs, bro. Like, your partner, whoever you should be with, should be your peace. It should not be they should not be making your life harder. When you think about the person who you with, it should bring you joy. It should bring you happiness. Not like, man, dang, I gotta go home to this person, or man,
Right.
we may fall out. No, bro, that's not how a relationship should be, man.
Message.
Man. Yeah, you're
Not
gonna
at
have
all.
rough times, but dude, it shouldn't be like we might put our hands on each other each night. Like, what? That shouldn't even be on the table. So if that is, then yo, you can leave. I promise you, it's okay to leave. But then again, though, like I said, sometimes there's situations where, hey, you may feel trapped. You may feel like there's so much connected to this person that I can't leave, right?
Yeah.
So in that way, you know, therefore I do ask you to like I said, reach out to hotlines, talk to somebody, have a mentor, somebody to help see it from a different perspective, to make you, help you get up out of that situation if you can. Yeah, tough one.
Yeah, very tough, especially this time of year, man. Like I said, I thought about my friend a couple of days ago, and it blows my mind.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I think it's almost been a year. I remember you telling me about it.
Yep.
But yes, to transition, into some lighter news. I know it was a little heavy for the day. I did want to talk about something, B. This is something that I think all men can relate to. And
What's that?
Well, it's video games.
Okay. What about them?
Well, I think there's a misconception between men and women. Not all women, because we do have some women that love to play video games. But
Yo, big facts, because my ex was a gamer,
Yeah.
and she understood anytime I hopped on a game.
you see,
Except for one time, I remember, I'll never forget it. I was in a Call of Duty match online, team deathmatch multiplayer, and we were about to go somewhere, and like I was like, okay, I'm almost finishing the match, and she's getting ready and stuff like that, whatever. And then she was like, hey, we got to talk right now real quick. I said, babe, I'm in the middle of a match. Can you please, just wait till I'm done. There's a few minutes left. I'm online. Like, I can't just pause the game. Can't pause the game. I'm online.
can't pause it.
Playing with other people across the world. No, this can't wait. Are you serious? She cuts the game off.
What'd you do?
I showed restraint. I showed restraint, but I wasn't happy.
Oh man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And that's typically where the problem comes, in. It's like when you're online, it's like they don't understand, from my experience. The women don't understand how you can't pause it online. Like when you're online, that's live. It's like live TV. You can't just stop it and try to edit it, come back. No. So yes.
And what I didn't understand, and I know we didn't even really get into the topic,
keep
but
going.
I'm heated about this. I was a little passionate about this. What I didn't understand was the fact that she actually played video games. She knew what time it was. She knew I was online. Like,
You weren't trying to hear that.
wasn't trying to hear it at all, man.
Nope. I know that hurt.
Like, and I had some video games where she would just like sit in my room and play herself. Like, she would just come in and just pop the CD in and just play it.
Yeah.
She didn't have to ask me. We knew what time it was. Like, we played video games together sometimes, and it was just like, the deal.
Right.
Why you interrupting my match online?
You're not trying to hear that.
No.
I've definitely had the experience. So it's like this is what I wanted to like bring up the topic of, like, do women really understand what it means, what a video game means to a man? Because maybe they don't. Maybe don't see the perspective. Because I've had a lot of women like, why are you playing this dumb game? Or when I'm playing, my wife, she'll see me like, she'll be like, it's just a game. And she don't understand how competitive it is. And like, no, it's not just a game. If I lose, it hurts. It's like, I don't want to lose. So it's not just a game. But it's, I don't understand that one, B. I want to figure that one out, man.
Yo, I slick wish we had some women here today so we could ask them in person.
I do too. I actually do too. I would love to get a woman's perspective on it.
Maybe we'll have something set up for the next episode to where we can get this question answered, because this is nuts to me, yo.
It needs to be talked about.
It does.
It needs to be.
like I've been listening to a lot of like women-led podcasts recently, and some of them, you know, have brought up the conversation about the guys that they're dealing with and the games that they play. And I'm not talking about like relationship games. I'm talking about the video games. And they're perplexed when that topic comes up, like, oh, he was playing the game, and why do men play? Like, why? What is it about the video games? It's like, y'all don't get it. Yeah. And the thing, again, I said my ex was a gamer. Like, she would really play video games. I remember when I sold cars, like there was one customer of mine who I sold a car to. He bought me God of War, right? I think it was, I want to say it was God of War 3, but it was when they didn't call it God of War 3. It was just God of War, or it might have been the fourth one. I don't know. I'm not really big into the God of War video games, but my customer bought it for me, and like my girlfriend noticed that it was just like chilling in my room. She's like, why haven't you opened this yet? And I was like, I'm not really into God of War like that anymore. Because I had the first 2 games for my PlayStation 2, but that was, I kind of grew out of it. And she was like, well, if you're not going to play it, I'm going to play it. She opened it and she played it. Any progress, any saved games that I had on my PS4, it was because of her. She played it. I haven't touched the game yet. And I stopped selling cars years ago. I would just say that any guy who is like really into games, it's a plus when we meet a woman who's also into games, because we don't have to worry so much. Maybe not all the time, of course, because like my example, she didn't care at that point. But for the most part, a woman will understand what it's like to be in the middle of a game and you just can't stop it. You can't, you know, just be like, hey, let me pause this real quick and go see what my girl wants. Like, nah. So I know a lot of guys out there, they look for gamer girls. Yeah. And some of the guys who I know, or some of the guys who I've seen at least on YouTube who have gamer girlfriends, I'm like, y'all dudes are so lucky. Like, I know this one dude who I'm subscribed to on YouTube. He does a lot of Call of Duty content. Like, that's mostly his bread and butter. He has more than a million subs, plays nothing but Call of Duty. And his girlfriend even plays Call of Duty. She has her own channel, and she has like, I think almost 40-something thousand subscribers. So I'm sure his girlfriend understands completely, because they both make money off of it. Right. And I remember he dropped a video on her birthday a few weeks ago and was like, hey, this is going to be a short video today because it's my girlfriend's birthday, so I'm going to go spend time with her. But she knows what time it is, so she's allowing me to be able to play and, you know, make a video for you guys, because I have to put content out. Right. His girl knew.
That's good.
So that's amazing. I think that's a lot of brothers' dreams.
Yeah, it is. Or just having a woman that at least can give you time to like relax, and like she knows when you get home, like you just want to hop on the game. Facts. You know what I mean? She ain't gonna bug you. She gonna be in her space. You be in your space. Yeah. So it's the problem comes when there's a lack of understanding, and you know they stand in front of the TV, or they hit that power button. They know how to hit that power button. They don't know nothing about the game.
Or just pull the plug out the wall.
Oh
like,
man,
yo,
what?
like y'all, ladies. Okay. I know I've been on here rambling, right, talking about my experience and some of the experiences of others that I've seen, you know, with women who understand what it's like to be playing video games, right? I know a lot of y'all don't get why us men at our quote unquote big ages, as y'all will put it, still play video games. Well, as Mike kind of put it, you know, there's just some days where you just want to just sit down and play. It's kind of like escape from reality. Yeah. A lot of y'all ladies, from what I recall, the last time I was in a relationship, y'all like to sit down and you know, watch reality TV or be scrolling on Instagram all day or something like that.
Or they like to watch like fictional shows. They like a lot of vampire shows, or a lot of
like Scandal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a vampire show, but like a fictional show.
Yeah, like stuff like Bridgerton and, you know, the stuff that's just, it's wrapped around in a fantasy life. Yeah. They love that stuff. Yeah. They'll indulge in that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We don't bug them doing them shows.
Not at all.
You know, we let them, that's their time.
Yeah.
So that is the equivalent of y'all getting in front of the TV and stopping it's like us getting in the middle of a show at a good point and we like, yo, I need to talk.
But here's the thing, though. Y'all can actually rewind those shows.
That's true.
Especially if you have a DVR, you can rewind it.
That's true.
Or you can watch it on demand later on if we mess up an episode. But a game that we're playing, especially if we're playing online, we're in the middle of a match, 2K, Call of Duty, Madden, we cannot just stop it. Just to hear y'all out for like 5, sometimes 20 or 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
But it definitely has been something I've had to learn over time, because I've definitely had my fair share of talks where, quote unquote, I've made the game seem more important. So
I've heard that before.
You know what I mean? Like, you love this game more than you love me. You get more excited playing this game than you get excited when you with me. So,
and what I would say in that situation is
Stop the cap.
stop the cap, but sometimes it ain't cap though. Sometimes it ain't.
Hey, well, speak for yourself, man. Because listen, I wouldn't say I love the game more than I love whoever I'm with.
Of course not.
I mean, you're married, so yeah, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would hope that you love your wife more than you love a game.
Yeah.
Me, we don't love these. I mean,
This guy. This guy. Yeah, facts.
What I meant to say was I'm not married yet, so I haven't quite found the one. Mm-hmm. So there's some things that I might or might not, depending on who you ask, put above someone I'm seeing at the moment. Just saying.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel that, and I feel that too. I just think I want us to get on an understanding or same page. Like you said, B, I think we actually need some ladies here to really, really combat. To go back and forth. I don't want to combat.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need them problems.
To conversate more so, and just to really get an understanding mutually.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I would like to hear some of the ladies' opinions on this.
Yeah.
Because some of us we really just want to have the time to escape reality.
Yep.
And just do something other than focus on some of the problems in our world or in our lives. It's just a form of entertainment, yo. Like, for real.
That's it.
And it's not even like, okay, with a TV show, yeah, it's also entertainment, but you're not controlling what happens on the TV.
Yeah.
With a video game, you control what happens.
Telling you. And I think it's also our competitive nature as men that it's something about that game and playing against someone else in the world and beating them and just being immersed into that's just you can't explain it. And I don't know if they will understand it like that. But then some may. I don't know.
Now, one thing I will point out is that I've heard some women talk about this before. Like, they don't understand why we play video games like that unless it involves money. That, I forgot who I heard it from, but there were some women having a conversation about this, and they said, well, is he making money from it? Well, if he's making money, then yeah, I could understand why he would do it because he's getting paid. So that I would say, fellas, if you're in a situation where your woman does not understand why you play video games, or if she gets mad at you for playing video games, I would highly advise you to start a gaming channel on YouTube, because as of right now, as of this recording, gaming channels are the number one channel type on YouTube. Number one. They make the most money. They have the most subscribers. They have millions of subs, so they make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, fellas, start you a gaming channel. Get your bread up. And that way, your lady should not really have anything to say about you playing video games because you're getting paid for it.
Yeah. Or you could just, like you said, if you make sure you just made me think about something. Just make sure you take care of what you supposed to be taking care of.
Of course.
I think that could be another thing of why a woman may be mad at you for playing the game is if she working more and you at the house chilling.
I can definitely understand.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, then she got a point.
I can certainly understand that. Then I have no rebuttal against that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? None at all.
Get off that game.
Yeah. But if it's a situation where you are handling your business, you've done everything that you need to do, and you just want some free time to yourself, and you're playing a game, I have no problems with it because I do it.
Same.
Here. One of my go-to games, other than Call of Duty, Resident Evil. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Anytime a new Resident Evil comes out, I gotta get it. Now the next one that's coming out is supposed to be early next year, and it's on PS5, which I don't have yet, and it hurts.
It's okay.
Because it's the game came out almost 2 years ago.
I mean, it's overpriced.
Right.
Well, not the
original. Too many people have bought them up, and then they'll try to resell it for way more than what it's going for.
Yep.
And I told myself, I was I won't buy a PS5 until I see, like, I can walk into a Target or a Best Buy or a Walmart and see it sitting on the shelves. When all the hype has died down and Sony has produced more consoles and, you know, it's that much easier for me to go in the store and buy one, that's when I'll cop one.
You're going to be waiting for a little while, brother. Because it's crazy enough. It's still $800 or $900 for that system.
And I read an article about it earlier this year or the end of last year, which said that, and I think it was sometime last year, they were talking about how we shouldn't expect to see PS5s in store like what I just said until 2022. And not even the beginning of 2022, but the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023. And this was last year that I read this article. So, I mean, if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even play video games that much anymore. Like, my games are collecting dust. Like, I'll turn on my PS4 if I want to watch Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus, HBO Max. Like, that's the only time I'll turn it on right now. But I'm barely doing that because I'm either working or working on the podcast. I don't really have time for entertainment like I used to. But let a new Resident Evil game come out, it's on and popping. Like, you're going to have to take care of the editing when that happens.
It's over with.
But I'm sorry. I know I said a lot there.
No.
I was just saying all of that to say that, you know, again, like I just said, I don't really play video games like I used to. But fellas, you know, if I were you, I would definitely go ahead and, you know, make sure you handle all your responsibilities.
Yes.
That way your woman shouldn't have to say anything. But if she does say something, for the most part, in my experience, it's because they may feel neglected. To which I will say, which I would recommend, you know, if I was in your position, I would say, yo, start a gaming channel. So if she feels neglected, just say, yo, this is how we pay our bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting bread off of this. You know, I just copped you that new Chanel purse or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. She can't complain.
She can, but she might not complain. She definitely be a less likely chance that she'll complain.
So take that advice, fellas.
Please do. And ladies, please just give us a break when we want.
Please be a little more understanding. Please.
That's all. Just give us some time. We just need 30 minutes to an hour at least. That's at the minimum to just unwind.
Facts, because sometimes, you know, that game can have us on there.
Yeah, it'd be a long time. An hour, 20 minutes turn into like 2-3 hours. Yeah, man.
Shoot.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Bro, I could be on Call of Duty multiplayer like all day.
Nah, facts.
I've done it before.
Facts.
I'm just like, yo, what am I doing? Like, that's why I had to put the controller down. Yeah. I haven't bought a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare, and that came out in 2020. Or 2019. One of the two. I think it was 2019 or 2020.
Yeah.
I think it might have been 2019 because when the pandemic hit and we were stuck inside, all I was doing was playing Call of Duty. I was on Modern Warfare heavy. Yes, okay, so it came out in 2019. That was the last one I bought.
See. I mean, yeah, you know, there definitely be somewhat of a time waster at times. But yeah, that's our piece. That's our unwind. That's a glass of wine for us right there. All right? It's a glass of wine that we need as men. But yeah, man, that's just what I really wanted to talk about as far as when it comes to games. And I wanted to get, you know, y'all output, and I would love to hear from y'all. And eventually, you know, like I said, we're gonna have some guests on here to really talk this out and come to a clear I can't think of the word.
Maybe clear understanding.
Yeah,
like a clear understanding of why women don't really care for us being on, you know, games, or they think of us as like children.
Yeah,
you know, if we're playing video games, like, aren't you too old to be playing video games?
Or they look at it like a waste of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
Yeah. But you know, enough of that talk. You know, I think it's that time of the day where we give them something. What are we gonna give them, B?
Well, I can't give y'all no money because it's all mine right now, and whatever money I have to give, I just put it into this equipment.
Nah, B, come on, B. You got to give them the sauce, man.
The sauce?
The sauce, man.
What sauce?
I don't know. That's what the kids say now.
The kids?
Kids, man. You know.
What are you, like 50?
I'm a little older now, man, so, you know, the kids.
You're not even 31 yet.
Yeah, you know.
Bruh.
A lot of people be calling me older. You know, I work around with, like, a lot of high schoolers or so, like, or, like, middle-aged 20-year-olds, and they'll be like, yo, you old. Like, I'm old. 30 years old? I guess 30 years old now, so I don't know. But anyways.
And what I would tell them is,
stop the cap.
Facts. But yeah, B, man, what time of the show is this, man, that we got to give it to him?
It's 8:47 p.m. as of this recording.
Okay, okay, you're right. I did ask for the time. But what segment of the show is this?
Oh, bet. It's the question of the week. Better get the answers of the week, rather, because
actually.
we ain't giving them the question yet.
Yeah, we have it.
So that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, on me. My bad.
Hey man, you getting the buttons down though. Man. Getting a little quick with it. I see you.
Yeah, man. So it's time to give them answers of the week from the previous episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Y'all already know. You already know. Thank you guys so much for the applause. Please, y'all are too kind. For real. So, Mike, what was the question from the previous episode, my brother?
So the question from the previous episode was, would you rather be debt-free with your current financial situation or have $2 million and debt?
Now, I know I gave my answer in the previous episode when we first asked that question, but, I'm always down to give it again. But, Mike, before I go ahead and do that, what was your answer? Because you didn't have an answer for us the last time.
I chose debt-free. I just chose to be debt-free and start fresh. And, yeah, man, just to start with a clean slate.
Why?
I mean, it can go both ways. I feel like I can use both, but the reason why I would want to be debt-free is because it's like I don't have any obligation to anyone else. No one can hold anything over my head saying you still owe this, or I'm not walking around saying I got a bunch of money, but yet in reality my expenses or what I owe people, it's equal or just as much as what I have in my hand. So I just want to be able to start at a clean slate to where, every dollar that I make is truly profit to me. It's not someone that, hey, I eventually know I got to pay this person. That's not in the back of my mind. It's like, no, like when I get this bread, like, hey, it's all mine.
Okay, I understand that. Well, for my answer, I said that I want the $2 million. I'll keep the same amount of debt that I have now, but just give me the bread. And, I said that because, like I mentioned in the last episode, I'm the type of person to where if I get a large sum of money like that, like Currency said in his song 10 G's remix, I could take 10 G's and make 20 more 10 G's with that. So if you give me $2 million, like I said, with any large amount of money that I ever get at one time, I will break it up and divide the funds to the point to where I have money set up for investing, money set up in savings, money set up to just spend and have fun with, and the investment pot that I will have will be like the largest amount. And I would just take that and put it into something else to make me more money. And, with that amount of money, I will go ahead and take that and use it for my debt. Because, I think that's something that we don't really understand as a community. And it's funny because after we asked this question in the last episode, I was listening to another podcast and they actually played a clip. They played a clip where somebody was on Earn Your Leisure, and shout out to Earn Your Leisure, and shout out to the podcast that I actually heard this clip on originally. See the Thing Is podcast. So they played this clip of a young lady by the name of the Budgetnista. Right, that's her nickname. So the Budgetnista was on an episode of Earn Your Leisure a couple years ago. And she had some words to say about the Black community and how we, as a community, value being debt-free over building generational wealth or having some sort of wealth. And I really thought that would be something that I could definitely include in this episode. So, Mike, I know you're editing this one. I want you, just first take a look at this. And, ladies and gentlemen, Mike's going to insert the clip. And we could talk about it afterwards.
So debt-free doesn't equal wealth. I mean, especially the Black community. Prudential does this study called the Black American Experience or something like that about money. And they found that they interviewed a few thousand Black folks and asked what's your number one goal? And our goal as a community is to get debt-free. And the larger population, their goal is to grow wealth. Because somehow along the way, we have confused debt freedom with wealth. It's not the same. You know who else is debt free? I've got a 4-year-old nephew, Roman. Roman don't have no debt. Roman is broke. Right? Roman ain't got no money. So debt free is not the same thing as wealth. And we put so much energy into getting debt free. That doesn't mean anything. Right? I rather you focus, like, make debt something that's like this behind the scenes goal. Debt.
So now that y'all have seen that, that was my thought process originally before I ever knew that episode existed, before I ever knew that she had said those words. My thought process was strictly on getting wealth first, like having that wealth so that I can use it to make more wealth and then pay off my debt and then use the rest of the wealth to do whatever it is that I wanted to with it. Mm-hmm. That was my thought process. And I understand different strokes for different folks. I'm not saying getting debt free completely, first before obtaining wealth is an issue. But me personally, I think that as a community, it would all serve us more if each of us decided to focus on wealth first, then take care of our debt. Because the debt ain't going nowhere. It might grow a little bit, as time goes on due to interest. But if you obtain that wealth, you can pay. You can knock out that debt, just like she said. I mean, no problem. She was able to knock out the student loan debt, plus buy her house cash. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Yeah.
Even pay off her parents' home.
That's major. That's definitely major.
Yeah, again, that was my thought process. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, different strokes for different folks. I ain't knocking your hustle.
So let's get into some of these answers that we got for this week.
Yes, sir.
So from my fellow podcaster friend, the roll up, he said, the responsible me wants to be debt free, but my only debt is my student loans. So I'm taking the $2 million and getting it right.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's only right, brother. It's only right. That was my response to him. Next up from _Kyrie, she said $2 million and debt me, please.
Sure. So we got Oh My Kim B. She said debt free. I can invest with my salary, and my ADHD could use a break on things. Help me forget to pay. I think she meant help me.
You meant to say, and my ADHD could use a break on things
that I forget to pay.
Yeah, that I forget to pay in the first place. Something along those lines.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, debt free is a way to be. So that's the ultimate goal, man, to be debt free for real. Ooh, Sweet Cheeks said $2 million tax free and debt because my debt is low.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
I wish I could say that, but I can't.
Facts. Not yet, though.
Not yet. I can't right now, but I will be able to say that one day. My debt is low, and then my debt is non-existent.
Yeah, it's low, and then no.
Hey, I like that. I like that. You feel me?
But yes, man, those were all of the answers, man, from the previous week, and we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yes, thank you.
We'd like to thank each and every single one of you guys for taking the time out to answer the question of the week for the last episode. We greatly appreciate it. So, we can't just give y'all the answers from the previous week and just leave y'all hanging. We got to give y'all the question for this week.
Got to run it back.
And because the last thing that we talked about before we even got into the segment was us gentlemen playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Video games, that is.
Video games.
Us gentlemen playing video games, even at our quote-unquote big ages, as a lot of women would like to put it.
Yeah.
Mike, what is the question of the week for this week?
So for the question of the week for this week, we got what do women have against men and video games?
Because we would like to know.
We would love to hear from y'all.
Yes.
What you got to say.
Like it's an understatement. We would love to know.
Yes. So yes, y'all already know how to answer that question. You can answer it on IG, or you can answer it on our Twitter page. You can answer it on our YouTube page. You can email us if you want.
Or you can answer it on TikTok. We're gonna have it on all of them. So
on the TikTok. Don't know why I said that. Sorry, bruh. Bruh myself. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, man. I think that's the only other way they can get at us.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we would love to hear from y'all. And this question, of course, is not just for women. It's open to men and women.
Yeah.
Fellas, we would love to hear, why you think that women don't like us playing video games. Mm-hmm. And, of course, ladies, we would definitely mostly like to hear from y'all because this question has perplexed our brains. Like we want to know.
We need to know. We need to know. We don't even want to know. We need to know, y'all. We need to know this.
Yo, that's a fact. That is a fact. So, man, for a microwave episode, this episode has turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, we made it work, man.
We did make it work.
We just put a little hot sauce on it. It was a microwave dinner. Might didn't have a lot of nutrients, but it did what it was supposed to do.
Just like hot sauce on chicken.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that hot sauce goes on. You feel me?
I love hot. Well, hold on now.
Nope. We're not doing this again.
Hold on.
We're not doing this again.
Hold on, play it, because you can put hot sauce on an omelet too. Like,
oh, well, see, I can feel you on that. I don't eat eggs.
oh, okay.
I really don't eat eggs.
Understandable,
And,
then.
that's just me. I tried, and I used to eat eggs when I was a kid, especially when my grandmother cooked them.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's just
after
nice.
a while, it just I didn't. Yeah, I developed a hatred for eggs.
Dang, hatred, bro.
I wouldn't. That's the only thing I could like. Okay, my taste buds, not me personally, but my taste buds developed a hatred for eggs. I don't even like the smell of eggs being cooked. I just don't.
Oh man, teach his own.
Yeah.
I got understand. I don't like peas. Some people.
Right. I remember. You haven't liked peas for years.
Like, I don't
not green
understand.
peas, black eyed peas.
Well, hold on. I like black eyed peas. I don't like green peas. Green field peas.
When did you
specific.
start liking black eyed peas? Because
I've always liked black eyed peas. I just
I
don't like
could've sworn
peas.
you-
Just
so like
green,
the green
field.
peas.
That's it. I hate them. But black eyed peas, oh yeah, that's my favorite meal.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's a whole nother episode. B, we not gonna get there.
Yeah, we're not there until Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying?
That'll be its own little episode right there.
Yeah,
man.
because I remember you said you don't like yams, which
Oh, yeah.
is still crazy to me. But hey, to each his own.
I don't do the yams.
I don't eat eggs, and you don't eat yams.
Pretty much.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. That's probably gonna be the episode title.
Hey, let's.
I think that could work.
I think so too. Actually,
Different strokes for different folks.
we got one. So
Yeah, because we definitely didn't have a title for this. This is
We-
really a shotgun episode.
Shotgun. But yeah, man. Did you have anything else that you want to add to the people, man, before we let them go, man?
Nah, not this time around. I think we said everything that needed to be said.
Okay.
If you're black, stay black. You feel me? That's something we say to each other all the time. But
Yeah.
we don't have to say the if you're black part because we already know that we black.
Pretty much.
So stay black.
Stay black.
If you're not black, stay out of
black.
black folks' business. Wait, what'd you say?
I said stay black still. Even if you're not black, just stay black.
Bruh.
Hey, I mean,
Hey, I say stay out of black folks' business. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've been invited into black folks' business, which I still think you should stay out of it.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I was just gonna say, be kind to everyone that's around you, man.
Please do.
Do something good for somebody this week and learn something new. Yeah, learn something new. But I think that's about it, man.
I love that.
I don't have anything else. So, B, what do we always tell them at the end of the show?
Okay, so hear me out.
Oh, what, brother? Hold on. Wait.
Hear me out. So what we're gonna do right now, after we stop recording this episode, we're gonna go ahead and get 2 chickens, right? We're gonna go ahead and get a time machine. We're gonna also go to the store. We're gonna rob a bank. And then, Fulton County can't catch us. We're gonna make things shake, and we're gonna go back in time and invent the first McDonald's. You feel me? But we're gonna invent. Matter of fact, we're gonna invent the first Chick-fil-A.
I just want to say thank y'all
Before
for
True and
joining
Kathy
us.
could ever invent Chick-fil-A, because I
Thank
said we're
y'all,
gonna get the 2 chicken.
Where you are today.
We're gonna make sure that we
is
invent the
a
first Chick-fil-A.
residual
We're gonna
outcome
cash out
of the thoughts that
We're
you
gonna
ever had
have
in
the
past.
lineage.
I don't know what this
Like
guy's
our
talking
lineage.
about.
Like,
Oh,
go to our grandparents.
I really don't understand.
Talk to
right
our
now
grandparents.
either.
And then we're gonna be like, look, here's some money to
Don't-
start up this business.
Don't do drugs, ladies and
Here's-
gentlemen. Okay. Drugs is the way to be, ladies.
Stop the cap.
So we just gonna go ahead and wrap this one up.
Here's some cash. Here the chickens.
Thank y'all
I'm
for
gonna teach
joining
y'all how to
us.
make some chicken sandwiches.
This is the Residual Impact Podcast. I am Jamichael Moore. We got Brandon right here, the one and only.
Hey, much appreciated. I had $1 million idea. That's definitely gonna work. We're gonna create Chick-fil-A before Chick-fil-A was
all
ever
right, y'all.
created.
Go ahead, cut it up now. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next time, episode 42.
Yo, but that's a bomb idea. You
Goodbye,
can't tell me.
y'all. I'm taking off. Bye.